When fuel prices go up, it does not only affect how much you are paying at the pump, but even it's like a hidden tax in a way. Because the moment they go up, they squeeze businesses, they squeeze consumers, they squeeze investors. Everybody is squeezed by the fuel prices. So ni kama tumeongezewa tax anyway, in other words. So the ripple effect is felt in the whole economy. And eventually, it goes to the Nairobi Security Exchange. Because with rising fuel prices, there we expect high business costs, high production costs, high distribution costs. Manufacturers, those companies which are in manufacturing, like East African Breweries, BAT, they'll have to pay more to move raw materials, to move their finished products. Then, even for logistic purposes, it will be so expensive. KQ, which is an airline, they have to pay more for fuel costs, because fuel is one of the operation costs of KQ. So, and when their operation costs go up and maybe their revenues are not matching, we expect their profits to start shrinking. And with a shrinking profit, eventually, in Nairobi Security Exchange, it will reflect with the share prices coming down, because investors, they don't like a company that is not growing. In fact, investors like companies which are reporting growth in terms of profits, in terms of revenue, but not growth in terms of costs. So we hope with the fuel hike, and we hope that this one will be contained as soon, and this all will come to an end, and so that everything can go back to normal. But as it is, brace yourself for tough times ahead. The other companies which will be affected, I talked about KQ and manufacturing companies, all those will be affected by the fuel hike. The other person who will be affected is you, the consumer. Your spending habits will be affected. By the way, I treat fuel like a basic expense. Anytime you are getting out of your house to go to work, you have to pay transport, either kama umetumia matatu ama unatumia gari yako. To move from one place to the other one, we have to use fuel. For goods to be transported from the manufacturer maybe to the supermarket where you go and buy, they'll have to use fuel. And by the time they use fuel, the cost of those goods will go up. And because of that, and your income is still ile tu haija change, so we expect people to have less disposable income at the end of the month or at the end of the day for their lifestyle, even for their spending habits, even for their investment habits, because at this time you are bracing yourself to just cater for basic needs or to cater for those necessary expenses. And then companies like East African Breweries, they will be affected. Consumption of alcohol, because it's more of an entertainment, it might go down. And that one will resort maybe to slower revenue growth, weakening momentums from these companies, and also even less investing in Nairobi Security Exchange, because your income ni ile tu, but now the costs of so many other things have gone up. And with costs going up of so many other things, inflation goes up, because fuel price, it pushes everything up. Because goods have to be transported to the final consumer, and with the fuel cost being up, transportation goes up and the cost of goods go up. And with the inflation increases, we expect maybe the central bank, I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but keep watch. The central bank might start raising interest rates. They have been lowering them down. In fact, for the 10th time, that was back in February 2026, they have been lowering their base rate. But in April, they maintained it at 8.75. Let's keep watch what will happen in June when they issue their monetary policy statement in the month of June, to see whether they will retain it at 8.75 or they will increase it. If they increase it, then that one is a sign maybe they are trying to contain the inflation. And if the interest rates start going up, if the central bank start increasing the interest rates, the bond yields, they become attractive, and make the equities or the stock market, they become less attractive, because the stock market and the bonds, they have an inverse relation. When the interest rates are going up and the bonds have very attractive interest rates, investors tend to transfer their funds from the stock market, like what happened in 2024, 2023. There were very good interest rates that the bonds were giving then. But from end of 2024, end of beginning of 2025, when the interest rates started going down, that's why you saw even the Nairobi Security Exchange boomed. There was a bull run. So let's keep watch on how the central bank will behave, because I expect this fuel hike to increase inflation in the market. And then impact on currency. Kenya imports fuel, and when the global oil prices are rising, more dollars will be required for imports, and pressure may build on Kenya shilling, which may make it to weaken. But we are hoping and praying for the best, and also hoping that this war will come to an end, because apparently, just like COVID-19, the war has already started eating into our pockets. Thank you.